Well, hello and welcome back. Last week we got the time bottle automation up and running, and I want to see about getting netherite automation going. So, in between episodes, I did move my amethyst cluster production over here as well. So we've got amethyst clusters being produced, which will make time crystals much easier to make because we just need to combine time and bottles with the amethyst clusters, and then to actually make the source time crystal, we're just going to need to submerge the amethyst time crystal inside source, which we've got source right here. So that's easy enough to do. And then we'll need to transport that source time crystal over to the nether, which, well, I did also get a small area set up over in the nether here to be able to do this. It's not perfect, but also need to finish setting this wall in, but this will work out because then I'll need to also get about 10 spells being fired at it within a certain amount of time. 8 minutes, which I can do because that isn't too hard. So, first off, I'm going to need to figure out exactly how to do this. So, we are going to need ourselves a basin and a mixer, I'm pretty sure, to make the time crystal. No, a press. Well, we got the press easy enough, and the basin, well, that's just as simple as well. We just go like so. We get ourselves a basin. And so then we combine the time crystal and amethyst cluster together. We'll just do that right here. And throw the mechanical press on top. Bit of a rotation, bang. All we need to do is take this out from here, bring it over to here. And do something very similar here. Oh yeah, I know. Do this. Rotate this over here, plug this in here, grab a chute. You've got amethyst cluster coming out from here. This goes over to here. Feed in, pull out, pull this out from here and feed it in there. Perfect. So that will get us all that. We'll need to set this up for time clusters. Then I'll do something here because I'm going to need this to be going opposite direction here. So I've got a bunch of gearboxes now. And this is actually going to be a bit on the tricky side because I need to have this belt going this way, this belt going this way, and then, well, this one doesn't really care about which way it's rotating. Which makes things a bit easy. Actually, no, I just thought of a way that makes it easier. Gearbox. Encased chain drive all the way up to here. Rotate. Connects all up perfectly. Yep. And then we've got power here. So all I'm probably going to have to do, first off, check if... No, that's not going in the right direction. But that goes to show that, yes, that's rotating in the right direction here. Cool. We spin this around, throw another gearbox in here, and the shaft in there. Bang! It's all being made. I probably want to have this on this side because I want to have access to everything over here. But yeah, we've got time crystal fragments being made here. Perfect. So, next up, gearbox. I know you're not going to get the view of it from this side, but That's not too big of a deal. There we go. So the chute's getting the amethyst clusters down. It's being pulled out from here. And so that's good. So we've got time crystal fragments being made. Next up, I need to finish this off and also make a few other things here. So, to get the spells being cast over there, I'm going to need a source jar with source being put into it, which isn't too hard because we've got access to source over there. We're going to need some turrets, spell turrets, which I want to use the enchanted spell turrets for one reason alone, that it has a reduced source consumption rate. That's why. Which is actually very simple. We just need blaze rods, source gem block, and basic spell turrets, which we can. So I'm going to need 10 of those. So let's see what I can do here. We need 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. I should have everything I need. 10 basic spell turrets. And I'm going to need to enchant it with source gem blocks and blaze rods. So how's our blaze rod situation? I'm going to need more. I can buy a single one. Yeah. For 20 silver. But considering I'm going to need like 20 of these, that's not going to be feasible. So I'm going to have to go hunting some blazes for that. Source gem blocks easy enough. We just need 4 gems to make a block, which I made sure I grabbed enough gems to be able to do that, so that's good. Now I just need to get myself all that. Source jars I've got enough of. The other thing I do want to make is, and this is very crucial to actually remember to get this done, the spell prisms. I'm going to need 5, maybe 10 of these. I'm thinking 5 will work out. Because what the spell prism does, any spell that hits it will get redirected in the direction it's facing. So that'll allow me to have like all the spell turrets facing some or at them and make them all go past the source time crystal, which is very important. So I just need some arcwood planks. Let's start with 5. And yep, that'll do it. Oh, I already have some basic spell turrets, but I've also got the spell parchments to be able to inscribe the individual spells I need to be able to enchant them up. So, do I have enchanting set up? I think I do. Or is that's an imbuement setup, not an enchanting setup. There's a difference, because the imbuement doesn't use the items up, whereas enchanting does. Yeah. So, well, I still need the arcane pedestal for it, but I need an enchanting apparatus, which is simple enough again. I think I can do this very easily, in fact. Okay. Enchanting apparatus. We just need one of them. And pedestal. Arcane pedestal. We need more arcane stone. Yeah. Simple enough. That should be more than enough. Because we just need a trio of them. Cool. And then, okay, I can just do this up here. Cool. So, because I don't need to automate this, we'll grab my enchanting apparatus. We'll go pedestals here. Throw the source gem blocks on top. And probably go, do I need source for this? No. Probably don't. Let's check. Blaze, because I have enough for at least 2 of these. Throw those on top here, grab the basic spell turret. Arcane core. Okay. So, arcane core, check. Which I don't have the arcane stone. Okay. Arcane core. Place that underneath here. And yeah, it doesn't need source here from the looks of it. So that makes things a touch easier. But that gets us the enchanted spell turret, which is exactly what I'm after. So I'm just going to go and get some more blaze rods and get all these spell turrets enchanted up. This is what we're going to do. We're going to have ourselves the cart make its way over here into there. We're going to have the cart assembler round here. On top of this, we are going to go a couple things we need here. Smart observer. Yes. And a pipe. And dispenser. Okay. So, if we pipe this here, we get the smart observer in here. Let's rotate that over there. What we're going to be wanting to detect here is the absence of the source time crystal. So, we'll make this list filter allow for detecting only a source time crystal, because otherwise there's no way to actually filter it, so we can do it that way. Throw it on there. Out from the back, we'll throw a redstone torch, so whenever it detects a source time crystal, this will turn off, and when it detects the source time crystal is gone, it will put back on there. So I need to get both of these being powered up here, so that's fine. Also power this up. Cool. So, did I not get the dispenser or dropper? Actually, a dropper's going to be fine for it. And it's a lot cheaper to make. We then have the dropper here. Can I rotate this with the wrench? No. Okay, that makes things trickier. So, okay, place the direction I'm facing. Good to know. Okay, let's try this once more. So dropper here, check. So, what this will do here, take the redstone signal out from here. Bring this around here so that when we get this filled up, we drop the source time crystals in there. Cool. That's good. It's another way you can actually go about setting this up as well. So we can then need to get the source being brought over into here so it's work out. I think I'm going to want another tank here so we can pull out and detect how much is there so we can then also disable this. So that will be good. And because this is powered, it'll pick up whatever's there. So that will go through, pick it up, and go around. So it's good. I just need to connect this up. Then on the other side, we have this come through and up to here. So I'll drop it, go over there. We then need where the spell's going to go past, which if I go down that way could work. I might need another spell prism here. So one, actually, five. Okay, so this face, one with the pattern on it, is where the spell will be redirected out. So that'll go down here, go across here. It will go past the source time crystal, will be up here, which will be waiting for a detection of that via the smart observer here. Cool. So when it detects that, it'll send a redstone signal out. From here it goes to where it needs to go. It's facing the wrong direction, isn't it? So that'd be that here. The general gist of it. Okay, then we need to get the redstone signal coming through here as well, but that will get that all going through there nicely. And then we'll have a 10-second cut, well, in between each of these, because that's about how long the source time crystal takes between taking one spell and before it'll cool down and get another spell. Done a little bit of jiggering around in test world, and that ends up being the case there, so it's kind of what I want to do here. And then once we've detected that the source time crystal is also gone from here, we'll then send the train cart back through to pick up the next one. That's the plan. And I'll have a vacuuminator to pick up the ancient debris from the source time crystal that's being made and send it back through on a belt system, which is where I'm also going to get the source buckets of source coming through here, which will go through and be deployed onto a source jar, which I'll have probably around here or something. And then the empty buckets will make their way back out to be refilled again. That's the plan. So it's going to take a little bit to get everything wired up here, but I'm going to get that done now. Okay. I should have just about everything set up to work here. I just need to get this line hooked up here. So let's do that. So bring that across here. I'm trying. There we go. You stupid merchant! Stupid wandering trader. There we go. So. With this here, all I need to do is connect this up to here, sort of. Go to gearbox, and we can see which direction everything's flowing, because I need to go these flowing in a specific direction here. So, connect all those up. First try, these are all spinning in the correct direction. Great. Cool. Okay. So, I'm going to show you what's going on the other side here. What we've got going on over here is the minecart will come through here, deposit the source time crystal up here, which will then be picked up by the smart observer, which will then send the link over here to pulse it, which will then pulse all these spells, which will go cast one after another every 10 seconds. So to the end where we've got all 10 spells have been fired past, which will then activate, turn it into netherite or ancient debris, which will be picked up by this filtered vacuuminator. So I pick up the ancient debris, which then will go back through there. We can also have the Bux's source from Arsenic Vo come through here, go all the way across to here, to the deployer right there, to deploy the source into here, which then this will... Oh, that needs to be a brass one. So that will take out the empty buckets. Okay, I need to change that up. That's good. So, as a kind of proof of concept here, to show that this actually works, let's turn this off for now. Come through, just make sure that that's not powered. Yeah, and we've also got, back on this side, we've got a exchange to take, well, the ancient debris out, bring the empty buckets over there, then put the buckets of source into here to be turned back into the Arsenic Vo ones. So that's good. So, as a bit of a proof of concept, if we get a bit of redstone, throw this up here, depends, just a tie crystal into the source, which turns it into a source time crystal, which we can then get a minecart here. Which for some reason isn't going through. Which got pushed out here. Okay. So, what would then happen is that source... I might need to tweak this a bit, but minecart would go through there, come back through the portal, make its way in here, go through, deposit the source time crystal there. Oh, that... Oh, cool. Didn't go through. So. So then this smart observer there is picking up the fact that there's a source time crystal there. So it submits it there. We get the spells start going through and being picked up. So every 10 seconds, any spell redirectors are working. But it's not going to be every single spell. And this one we find next, so we'll go the ignite. Wish that got picked up. Cool. And eventually, this will detect the source time crystals goes, which will then send should send the minecart back to, well, repeat the cycle again. Should. I think there's only like one, maybe two more spells that need to be cast here. One more. And this way I don't have to go worry about trying to do any NBT data, reading it, using integrated dynamics to figure out which one, what it needs. So, works out. And there we go. That's the last of them, which will then go through and hopefully we should see then ancient debris made, got picked up by the accumulator, the minecart got sent back, which I have a feeling that something's gone wrong over there. Yeah, I need to case that. Yeah, that's what's went wrong. I need to change this up a little bit, which I can do. Give me a second while I get this done. Okay, so I fixed the problems I was having with it. All they had to do was set up so that the minecarts aren't actually going through the portals. They're just being, well, as the minecarts themselves. They're going through as items. So, minecart contraption gets picked up over there on the other side, comes through here, goes into this deployer with a filter to only ignore source buckets, which goes over to deploy over there to refill the source jar, which then gets deployed onto that powered rail on the slope to go through here onto the unpowered minecart contraption thing, which then the empty minecart goes over here, gets turned back into an iron by the cactus, which then immediately gets picked up by the hopper, which then this belt doesn't activate until there's no source crystal there, which then that goes through, comes back to the other side over here, where it gets ejected, picked up over here, the empty minecart gets picked up over here, ejected onto the depot, onto the deploy, which then goes onto that powered rail to go back over here to the other side, pick up another source time crystal, get picked up via this deployer with a wrench, which then gets sent back through the portal as source time crystal. And source bucket, empty bucket comes through here, gets filled up with source, makes a source bucket, goes into the mechanical craft to turn it into the Ars Nouveau source bucket, which then goes back through to fill the source drop. So that works. And all the ancient debris, that just makes its way into this drawer here. So there we go. We've got ancient debris automated. No? It wouldn't actually be too hard to actually get netherite being automated now, would it? So I can... Oh, it has to be... Oh, it's Shaper's Crafting, yep. A basin, mechanical mixer, netherite scrap and gold ingots will get us netherite. Cool. So, I think I will bring this over to here somewhere, and I'm just going to need to bring the gold over here as well. That is very simple. Let's get all those lines running, because that is a lot of lines. Okay, so if I've done this correctly, I should just be able to connect everything up like so. We've got the gold coming in over here. We've got the ancient debris, which needs to be need to get blasted, which actually isn't too hard here. Is this going the correct direction there? No. So, along this here, we get belt going across to here. We'll need to have a brass funnel here set up to only accept netherite scrap. So the netherite or scrap will go into here along with the gold in there. Not sure where I'm going to have the ancient netherite come out of there yet, but it's doable. Now this works out either way because I do need to get at least something going here. So you there, you there. Gearbox. Cool, it's going in the right direction. Start sealing this up, put some lava here, and bang, bulk blasting going. Cool. Next, we just need this to go in the correct direction here, which isn't too hard at all. I put that there. If we put this here, because this way one doesn't really care about direction. I think I need to invert it before I send it through. So if I do this, this, and that is going the complete and opposite direction I need it to. Great. Once more. There you go. Those feed in. Quite nicely, in fact. We need to do something along the lines of this, because then this doesn't really care about the direction it's facing here. So go bang, bang, throw a cogwheel on top. Bang. And there we go. We got netherite ingots being produced. That's all locked up. Cool. Throw an andesite funnel in there. They're being bulk blasted into netherite scraps. Which goes in here, we get netherite ingots. Nice. So that's netherite ingots being automated. Which is great. So if I put a depot here, we get netherite ingots which are being made. Perfect. So I'll call it the end of the episode here, so you can comment, like, subscribe down below. Really helps out with YouTube discovery and whatnot. And that. Thank you all for watching. Catch you all next time.